Okay, so I know this is a little bit different, but I thought it might be fun for today, both because it's gonna be a lot cozier. Oh my gosh, I missed a lot of thanking. Okay, Poetromian, thank you so much. Anonymous gifter, whoever you are, thank you. Isa, thank you. Bantamate, thank you. Okay, so Jalib, thank you. So it's a little different today, because Jedi Cyberpunk. Because my voice is still kind of dead, and I figured this would be way more fun, and just like all around a way better vibe than if I was like in my normal position. Because when I'm in my normal position, in my normal lighting, I feel like I have to be very like, hey everybody, like really high energy, and I don't really have it there 100%. So, um, so I thought this would be fun. Um, what? They didn't include your worm pal in your Goopy plush. That's catastrophic. I'm so sorry. I hope they make it right. Is there a VTuber rulebook that says so? I don't know if there is a VTuber rulebook. I never read it. It just kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's the vibe it sets, with like the bright colors and everything. Your lips are chattering a little bit. Oh, is someone cold? But yeah, no. I'm sure that I could be a little bit lower energy, a little bit more, sick, honestly. Um, on my normal overlay, but it just feels like it would fit less. So I feel like this is kind of cool. It's kind of a way to keep it more relaxed in a way that feels organic and not like I'm just kind of unable to deliver the energy. Alex, thank you, and Kaz! Kaz, thank you so much for 10 gifted. You do not have to ever. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kaz. You do sound a lot better today. I do. I am a lot better. This model doesn't have a heart? Yes, it does. It literally does. It's right there. It does have a heart. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, a little hard to tell from my Ellie giving cha-cha vibes. How is this cha-cha? It doesn't have a bug though? Wait, it's on the antenna here. Let me see. There we go. Now we've got a bug. The movements are so cute. Yeah, I'm obsessed with this model. I credited them on Twitter, but I should probably credit them in the stream as well. Sean Bart, thank you so much. Sean Bart, what a Giga Chat 20 gifted. Can we get Giga Chat in chat for Sean Bart? Thank you so much. And for Kaz who gave 10. Thank you both so much. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with this. I think it's just like so cute. I've been having so much fun playing with it, and I love that we still get the code bug on the antenna. Like, ooh, I love it. So I'm really excited. Naz, thank you. I'm very excited, and I think it's quite cozy. So I think maybe a lot of late night streams will probably do like this. Mr. Sub, thank you. Thank you. It's no Teethbot, but it's nice. Fair. Yeah, Teethbot is the canonical version of me. So it's gonna take a little bit, but eventually I will be able to set up my PC and all of my VR stuff again when I get to where I'm moving. So that codebug has been too scared of climbing down for so long it's merged with the Sprangle. Yeah, its little face. I love its little face so much. I think it's like the cutest. I love that it like, yeah, so wiggly, so wiggly. So yeah, this room is not AI, which I can say in its favor. It's also, I just bought it. so it's not custom made for me specifically. I would love to eventually have a room like this. And I think if we wind up doing more streams like this and we like these kind of like chill, slow down kind of hangout streams, then we'll probably get an overlay for this specifically. Dude, when I was a kid, we didn't have cable. The Lads Throne, thank you so much for 5 gifted. Thank you, Giga Chat Lads Throne, and Sparksmaker, thank you so much. Leonia, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Hello! Hello! Who are you? Let's see. Oh, cute. Cute. Okay. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. So, yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with this. So I don't know if it'll be a proper toggle at some point, if we'll get a proper overlay for it, but I'd love to be able to do just kind of chill, relaxed streams. Especially, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to be streaming more. And like, Moss Trinket, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Camo, thank you. My fellow Eurobugs. Oh, no. Soon to go to sleep. Ghost stories are not that scary. Don't worry, Camo. They're not. They're not. I found them on a site for kids. Cider, why are you still awake? You should go to bed. But also, hi, it's been too long. I miss you. Box your ketchup, thank you. But cozy ghost stories? I don't know. I feel like ghost stories make you feel cozy. That's like the point of them, is that you like pull each other close and you're just like, ooh, because you get scared, you know? I love that about them. I think ghost stories like exist for bonding, you know? Don't worry, they're not that scary. They're chill. They're for kids. They're for kids, okay? Cut the string. Thank you so much. Yeah, like telling stories around a campfire or like at a sleepover, you know? Like at a sleepover. Can we read the story about the scary bunny? What's the story about the scary bunny? I want to hear the story about the scary. I don't know the story about the scary bunny. So, when I was a kid, I didn't have cable. So we had like only the publicly available channels. Like we got just kind of random stuff, like 4 channels in total. There was like a Korean children's show that was educational. There was a Spanish soap opera channel. But sometimes it would show other stuff in Spanish. So instead of watching Dragon Ball Z, we would watch Dragon Ball on Zeta, and it was awesome. It ruled. I didn't understand any of what was going on. But it ruled. So I don't claim to have any right to this room. I'm not a proper Dragon Ball Z fan. I don't know anything about it really. I've watched so much of it, but I'm a poser, yeah. I'm a fraud and a poser, apparently. I'm so sorry, chat. I'm so sorry, I'm a fake fan. So, right. I was gonna say, I have always loved ghost stories. I think they're like really cozy, and I love how they bring people together. When I was a kid, I loved ghost stories a lot. I checked out like the only. Do I know Totoro? Oh yeah. I grew up with My Neighbor Totoro. It's like one of my favorite movies. It was my favorite movie when I was a kid. It's like kind of still. I don't know. There's a lot in there. It's like kind of surprisingly powerful. Cause when you're a really little kid, I don't know, at least for me, I watched it and I was like, I'm like Mei. Everything she does makes sense to me. And then you watch it and you're like, I'm like Satsuki. Everything she does makes sense to me. I know that it's Satsuki, but like, listen, in the terrible dub that I had growing up, before the modern one, before the new one, where they're like the Fanning sisters or something, someone else famous, she said Satsuki, and that's what it'll always be in my head. So the cat is so cute. Imagine if it purred during ASMR. I could arrange that. That could be arranged. Virtuelle, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You used to be obsessed with Casper as a kid. Yeah. So I love ghost stories, and I would really seek them out, but obviously like school libraries don't have a lot of ghost stories. So all I could find was this book of like old-timey American folk tales, some of which were kind of scary. And that was like, I just had to make do. I was like, I'll find a way to feel spooky about these. There was one called like Old Tom, where he would like straddle a roof. He was just like a tall, long man who would straddle a roof. Anyway, I was like, I don't know if I can find that scary. But then I would look at roofs and I would be like, I wonder if Old Tom's out there. Yeah, it's like a terrible off-brand Slender Man. like a bargain brand Slender Man. Thank you so much. It's to be clear, it's not actually my model. It's a pay to use model off of VGen. You can get the same one with the head hidden and my head put on top of it. But if you want to maintain your immersion, then yes, my new nightgown. What do you think? Is it cute? I love it. Roofing is dangerous enough that solar has a higher per kilowatt death rate than nuclear? That actually makes a lot of sense. Nuclear disasters are pretty rare and just very well publicized and really catastrophic when they happen, but nuclear power has been used all around the world for a very long time. Certainly, I wouldn't expect it to have the same death rate, casualty rate as coal. Coal has a pretty bad casualty rate because mining is really dangerous. Maintaining that pose for the whole stream gotta be bad for your back? I don't think so. I hang out in this pose all the time. Is this pose bad for your back? I don't think this pose is bad for your back. What are y'all on about? You want a nuclear powered car? I mean, if you get an electric car and you are in a municipality where a lot of the energy comes from a nuclear power plant, then your car is running on nuclear power and you got your wish. You've held this pose for the whole stream and it already feels tired? I don't know. I feel like I would love to hold this pose. Ellie, new model, real? Kinda. You just need to remember to stretch. Yeah, we can have stretch breaks together. We can remind each other to stretch if you want. You never saw a live 2D that isn't in a standing pose. Yeah, it's pretty nice, right? Shumi has one. She has one where she's sitting cross-legged. So, do you guys want to start with the first ghost story? Are you guys ready? Are you guys feeling brave? Are you guys too chicken, bok? Or are you guys ready to face the terror of the first ghost story? So I am gonna let you guys choose. So there's 10 holes. There's 10 holes. There's House of Terror. There's Army of the Dead. There's Backseat Maniac. There's Blue Baby Bonnet. I don't know what that is. There's Creek. That one's I like that one. I wanna read that one. There's Dog Lick. What the frick? The frick is Dog Lick? There's Don't Turn on the Light. Oh. For sale, baby blue bonnet, never worn. Wait, that's so good. Jack Shippo, thank you. And Scythe, thank you so much. Thank you. 10 holes, imagine 11. Server Doglick? Yeah. Okay. Toward dog or okay, we'll read 10 holes because I've never read this one. I've never read any of these, to be clear. I looked over them briefly. I looked at the source and they were like, these are good for kids around a campfire, and I was ready. The lack of a Cerber Lick emote. I need to get her one. I need to get her one like yesterday. What happened to the plush? Oh no. Yeah, I didn't expect that one to be requested. I thought I disabled that. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah, please turn that one off. Thank you, May. I'm sorry. It'll go away soon. It's part of the spooky horror. See, guys? See? It's part of the spookiness. Side, thank you. And Toki. Toki, you brought the candle. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Are you ready to get spooky? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Ghost bug. It'll be gone soon. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for traumatizing you with the ghost bug. Ghost bug isn't real and he can't hurt you. Okay. Once, in a little village, not that far from here, there was a problem. Animals had started dying off one by one. In the morning, their owners would see them lying outside, 10 holes in their chest. The people thought it was the work of the neighboring town. Then, one night, a man by the name of Fred was closing his store for the night, and it was very late, and he was anxious to get home to his family. He shut off all the lights, then closed the door with a satisfying click. He turned around to go to his car and saw a dark shape in the distance. He stood still, trying to make out what it was. As it got closer, Fred turned to go. It was the last move he ever made. The next day, they found him with 10 holes in his chest. This made the town quite worried. They were scared of more people getting killed. So one night, 2 brave brothers, John and Jacob, went out to get rid of the problem. They each took knives, walkie-talkies, said goodbye to their father, and kissed their grandmother on the way out. Dang. Yeah, foolish Freddy, they called him. The 2 boys decided to split up. One would go by the site of the murder, and the other would go wander the streets. If one was attacked, they could use their walkie-talkie to contact the other, so they set off, keeping a close eye on the shadows. Nothing seemed to be happening. It was a calm night, and it seemed like they would get home safely, but then suddenly John heard a crackling in the bushes behind him. He tried to call his brother, but it was too late. The figure leaped out of the bushes and tackled him, gouging his chest with its nails. Luckily, Jacob heard the commotion and rushed to help him. He leaped through the air and cut off the creature's right hand. The creature screamed and ran. Jacob took John to the hospital, and they bandaged him. The doctors called them heroes, and they finally got home at 6 that morning. Only their grandmother was up, so they said good morning. Then they went back to bed. Neither of them noticed she was missing her hand! Guys, that one had me in shock. Oh my god. I've got chills. I'm like, I'm spooked. I'm properly spooked. I didn't expect this one to spook me. I wasn't spooked until we got to that, and that spooked me. Yeah, it's just Grandma forgot to put on her prosthetic. No, but like, why? Cause they live in the town. Why did Grandma just start killing the animals and the guy? What happened to why did she just start doing this? Presumably she lived here the whole time. Oh, but it's so spooky. It's so spooky to think that Grandma was the creature all along. Where, Granny? Grandma went feral. Grandma hated Fred. He was not her favorite. Why did she attack them? I don't know. Grandma was a werewolf the whole time. Yo! Ella! Yes, I'm feeling a lot better. We're still doing like kind of a chill stream because you can still hear in my voice that I'm a little bit sick, but I thought it would be fun to just kind of chill. We're reading some ghost stories. That one was a banger. I did not expect them to be this good, honestly. I wasn't spooked at all. I was reading that whole thing like, this is baby stuff. I'm too cool to get spooked by this. And then it was Grandma? That's spooky. I got a grandma. What if she's a were-grandma? Oh no, were-grandma, where am I? Wait, that's so sad. That's so sad. Chill Ellie's so cool. I do think this is gonna be fun. I hope we enjoy this. I hope this does well, because I'd love to do more of these, but I don't know. It'll depend. It'll depend. It's also everyone is streaming tonight. Yeah, thank you. I was such a mess. Most of this week, I couldn't even get out of bed. I was just like absolutely bedbound. And because my apartment is very small, my bed can't actually like expand into a bed. Like, if I want to lie down in my apartment, my bed has to be open, which means my whole apartment is just bed. So like, when I was really sick, like it was so sad. It was so sad not folding up the bed that whole time. It felt truly like I was confined to a prison cell. Studio? Yeah, but most studios are like bigger than this. I'm pretty sure this is an illegally small studio. So, there is that, but it's so cheap. It's so cheap. For New York City, for Manhattan, so cheap. There's not really windows properly, but only your bed transforms and not your whole place. Yeah, not for much longer. Not for much longer. I'm moving, so I leave this place on Sunday after the stream, and then I am gonna stay with my parents until I think Thursday is when my flight is, And then I'm flying, yeah, in a week. Across, across a vast expanse. And I cannot wait. I'm so excited for it, but it is a lot. It is quite stressful. And being sick right before it was hard because even though I was done with work, which thank goodness, I almost put my last day as tomorrow, I would have been so toasted. Like, how would I possibly have done any work when I was feeling like that? Did their grandma become a werewolf? Or did the werewolf devour their grandma and follow them home? Oh! Scary. Wait, I like that even better. Then it's not even a werewolf, it's like a spooky shapeshifter. So scary. Yeah, we're not self-doxing this time. We're not self-doxing. So, I'm very excited to fly across time and space, and go back to school. And I'm really excited to not be working 12-hour days, 6 days a week anymore. May I never have to do that again. I really hope I never have to do that again. That was miserable. I am glad I did it because now I can afford to go to school. I'm also glad I don't have to do it anymore. You're kind of annoyed that they never explained the whole thing? Yeah, it is weird, right? Because if it's the claws specifically, why would they just like puncture their claws in and then pull their claws out without like they don't eat any of it? They just puncture. Very confusing. That it's a very confusing thing. I don't understand that part of the story really, but that ruled. That I liked that one. You keep wondering if being sick was a bit of my body forcing me to rest after my last day of work. Maybe. I don't know. I think it was mostly just being sick. Cause everyone has this. May has this, and she was saying that other streamers were talking about having this. Some of my friends as well were saying like, oh yeah. And I have no idea. Yeah, 10 fingers makes sense, but why would you just like hole punch and then like why would you just hole punch the body and then not eat anything, not ew, it's digitally transmitted. Yeah. Yeah, you're all sick now. Getting stress sick is real. It's true, but like I feel like everyone is getting this. Like I feel like everyone is getting exactly this like weird cold thing. So the vampire werewolf. Did you know that vampires and werewolves were the same legend until like not that long ago? Like vampires and werewolves were the same monster. I still can't, like, of course, like, once you think about it, it's obvious. They seem like they're two diametrically opposed things, but they're super not. It's a shape-shifting legend from Europe where someone turns into an animal and then turns back into a human, and it's transmitted by feeding on people, right? Syringe fingers! Oh, I like that. That's so good. That's so good. Don't some bugs inject their eggs into a host? I love that. That's the spookiest answer. That's the best answer. That's the one I accept. I think that this is a shapeshifter. It wasn't their grandma. This thing already killed their grandma. Is it just rabies? Yeah. Yeah, 100%. The origin of werewolves and vampires appears to be rabies. You know, freaky bug skinwalker. Hee. Well, it's hard to tell. I'm longer than I look, right? Because I'm sort of the perspective is not in my favor. Is not in favor of making me look longer. But if you look, I'm basically the whole length, like the length of my torso in comparison to the length of the bed here. I'm a regular height. This is about the size of me. I'm not mini-sized. Bigger than she looks. Bigger than she looks. I've heard you have to be really generous about the definitions you find of werewolves before the 1930s. Yeah, I mean, all of this gets really squishy and mushy, and it isn't really the same monster that we believe in now. Dracula turned into a wolf when he got off the Demeter. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Bigger than Minnie doesn't say a lot. The dress hides half of the leg length. Yeah, the foreshortening. 5 like all VTubers. Horrendous. Horrendous. Love the Totoro plushie? Me too. I have one like that. And I cannot wait to cuddle it. All of my... Okay, guys, this is very tough for me. All of my stuffed animals are packed. And all of my instruments are packed. And so I can't play any music. And I don't have anything to cuddle at night except my pillow. And it's it's a little rough. It's been hard to sleep. Like, usually I sleep either with one of those things, right? Either I'll fall asleep, like, playing some music, or I'll fall asleep hugging stuffed animals. But everything's all packed, so no code bug to cuddle? Nah, he's stuffed in a checked bag, ready to be checked. So it's only one more week, though. It's only one more week, and then I'll have all of my stuffed animals. Do I at least have my spinny ring? I do. I do have my spinny ring. I'll have all of my stuffed animals, and I'll have all of my instruments really, really soon. But it is hard. I should have kept a code bug to cuddle with. I should have. I know. I keep thinking about it. But my checked bags are already at my parents' house, so that I don't have to bring them when I move out of here into there. I brought them over a couple days ago, so I can't take them out now. It's just me in my apartment. I guess I could ball up some shirts and cuddle them. That's so sad. That's so sad. Every time I woke up from a deep sleep, I always don't know why I was on the ground. Wow, what a mysterious con you've brought to us. Ellie needs a body pillow-sized code bug plush. Oh, could you imagine a giant code bug? Could you imagine a long code bug? I do want that. I want that, like, so badly. Imagine a long code bug! I bet I could make one. Maybe that would be fun. Maybe I'll do, like, a sewing project. Again, though, I don't have a sewing machine. I can get one. I can get a sewing machine. I can get a cheap sewing machine. I can get a bunch of cheap fabric, and we'll figure out what to do for stuffing. Stuffing is weirdly expensive, but we could make a long code bug. We could make a long code bug plush. A sewing machine? You mean a tractor? There's this thing called throne? Maybe. Perhaps. It would be cool if you edited this stream down to just the stories and added music and sound effects to turn it into an ASMR collection. That would be so fun. I feel like maybe that would be good for long form stuff. I have been thinking that I should do more long form content. The thing is that, like, YouTube you don't make any money on YouTube. I was showing my dad, because he was curious about my business and stuff. I was showing him, like, what you make where and all. And, like, for me, most of the money that I make streaming comes from Twitch, obviously, right? But a significant amount comes from Spotify as well. And some still comes from TikTok, weirdly enough, even though I haven't posted there in forever. So that's where I make money, streaming. And then also sponsorships, right? Gamer subs is not nothing, right? When I do merch sometimes, but it's still not much. But yeah, YouTube doesn't make you any money at all. Like in total, I think ever, I have made less than $200 on YouTube. For all time, so... You know, it doesn't, even in songs, yeah, that's everything on YouTube. Everything that I have on YouTube, I've made, like, less than $200. So, a lot of people will use YouTube for promotion, but honestly, I'm very happy at the size I'm at, and I'm not really looking to grow more. So, I don't really know. Yeah, if YouTube is mostly for growth, I just don't really care that much. So, yeah, I will post stuff on YouTube because I think it's nice for people to be able to catch up on the VODs, and I like how much of the percentage from the subs and bits on Twitch goes to you and how much goes to Twitch. So there are different splits depending on what you like. There are different splits depending on what level you're at, I guess. You start out at 50-50. Me personally, I make 75%. Um, which is pretty good, right? Is that right? I think that's right. So yeah. Yeah, I know, flatulence incarnate, truly. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, 70/30. Thank you. Thank you, May. Thank you, May. Yeah, so I make 70% of what's gifted and of bits. So yeah, that's like cool. It's way better than YouTube. Well, 100% of bits, but then the money that you put into bits, right? It's like you pay more, so it's a whole thing. Haha, girl math. Okay. Bits go 100% to the streamer, the cheerer pays Twitch. Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Is like, of the money that you spend on bits, this is the percent that goes to me. Affiliate 50/50, partner 60/40, partner plus 70/30. It's more complicated than that, but close enough, yeah. So you can theoretically make partner plus without even being partner, and you can still be an affiliate and make partner plus. And you can be a partner, and there's no inherent... There are 2 levels of partner plus. You can be a partner and not make more than you did as an affiliate. Partner plus is a separate program with 2 levels, kind of unrelated to whether you're a partner. And the 2 levels are 60 and 70. So yeah. Short form content and music can't be monetized as well for as longer content. Yeah, I do think... Yo, Lesage, hey! Hey, we're not singing today because, as you can hear, my voice is hot garbage right now. I've been really, really sick this week. And I've packed all of my instruments, so I can't play them. I was just talking about how hard it is that my instruments are all packed away. I don't think I've ever gone this long without having something I could play. But hi! How are you tonight? No banjo. Truly, it's messed up. So yeah, I don't even have any stuffed animals. Everything is all packed. Thank you. Mega raid for the mini bot. Cute. About to go on break and have a chill time. Thank you so much. Need a harmonica? Ugh. I can't play harmonica. I can't figure them out. They sound so good when other people play them, but I think I like there's something I'm doing wrong with my mouth, you know? Like I feel like when I play a harmonica, it just sounds like one little note of like toot, you know? It doesn't do the whole chord thing that it does when other people play it. I don't know what's happening because I know my mouth is big enough, you know? I know that my mouth is big enough. I don't know how I'm only getting one pitch out of it. But anyway, you thought I'd be good at it? I'm sorry to disappoint you. Harley, I did not know you played harmonica. Only needs a jug or a washboard? Those sound even harder to fly with. I guess not a washboard. I could probably fly with that. You'd love to get back into piano someday. You should. Piano is wonderful. And how else are you gonna think about if you could if you wanted to, you know, because you're at the airport and there's the big piano there and no one's playing it and you're kind of bored and you got a while till your flight and you think like maybe I could play that piano, and then you don't. Obviously you don't, because like, yeah, what's like the best case scenario? A stranger talks to you? What's the worst case scenario? A stranger talks to you? Like, no. So you don't play the piano. But there's no other instrument that gives you that experience of, I won't, but I could, you know? That's unique to the piano. Good background to draw to. I'm so glad. Doorknob Harley plays harmonica? You can't be calling him Doorknob Harley. He deserves better than that. Thank you so much, Brickrun. I miss my music streams too. I was doing banjo and you couldn't stop listening. Well, there will be more of that soon, I promise. The last time you saw a public piano, it was locked? Ugh, what has the world come to? Worst case is that a stranger with authority talks to you? No. For some reason, I'm built completely wrong. Thank you. I love my Totoro plush too. I'm built completely wrong. Where like, if if someone walks by me while I'm playing piano in public, I'll be like, "Oh God, am I not allowed to be here? Am I not allowed to be playing? Oh God, am I doing the wrong thing?" But if an authority figure walked over to me and was like, "Excuse me, ma'am, you're not allowed to be playing this piano," suddenly something would snap inside of me, and I would just be like, "Yes, I am, and you have to listen." Like I don't know what's wrong with me. Like I somehow a person just like glancing at me is gonna make me feel like, oh no, am I supposed to be here? Oh no, am I doing something wrong? But if someone comes over and is like, hey, you're doing something wrong, just like my gut reaction is just like, freak you, cop! Look, it's the pigs! What are you gonna do? Lock me in piano jail? I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me. You're not my dad. I don't know why I'm like this. Did you not do street performing? Oh yeah, I did a ton of street performance, but I feel like it's very different. I think it's very different. I think it's very different because when you're like on a sunny street playing and you're playing like banjo, right? It's very easy to escape the sound. If you don't like what I'm playing, just like keep walking on the street, right? Just like don't stop to listen. You're fine, right? I don't feel like I've trapped you in the sound of the music. But if I'm playing piano in like a subway station or in like an airport, right? Then everyone for like several gates is subjected to the sound of the piano, right? And that feels uncomfortable. Never gonna find me, thank you! Thank you! This is always what I used to say about why I found street performing more comfortable than like playing in bars, right? Because when you're performing on the street, you theoretically are playing for a bigger crowd, and you will be playing for more people than if you were playing like, I don't know, I never played like Friday nights, right? Than if you were playing like a Thursday afternoon in like a cruddy little bar, right? There is a bigger audience on the street. However, it's all by choice. Anyone who's listening to you when you're playing on the street, it's the same way with streaming, right? Anyone listening to you when you're streaming, they chose that. Never gonna find me, thank you so much. They chose that. That's on them. But if you're playing in like a bar, someone might just want to be at that bar, and you are inflicting yourself on them, right? Yeah, Courthiel, thank you so much. Exactly. I don't wanna be like inflicting myself on people. More open ground to get a better crowd too. I mean, listen, I never had that big like a crowd when I was street performing, but I love doing it just because I think it's fun. You chose this. Exactly. You have to have the confidence of the dudes who perform on the subway in between stops. Yeah, that's a kind of confidence I will never have. That's a kind of confidence I can't even imagine. My favorite thing about like the subway musicians and dancers is that it's a very hard skill to be able to play on a moving subway. And like it's not necessarily a skill that comes from just being able to dance or being able to play, right? Caslow, thank you so much. And so there's like an awkward in-between phase where no matter how good a musician is, no matter how good a dancer is, where they're like still getting their sea legs on the subway and they're just like stumbling all over the frickin' place. It's really very, I'm gonna miss that about New York. There's a lot that I won't miss about New York. I'm gonna miss that about New York. I'm also gonna miss the pigeons. I'm gonna miss the rats. What else am I gonna miss about New York? Not the smell. Not the smell for sure. That's how you felt doing karaoke at a convention. There were in theory as many, as 10,000 people listening? Holy, what? That's crazy. But realistically, only like 20 people were actually paying attention. Yeah. You're gonna miss the rats? Dude, you know I'm gonna miss the rats. Oh my God, I love hearing them skitter and squeak all around. I love when you're like on the subway platform and you look down at the tracks and you just see like the biggest, fattest rat ever running off with like, I don't know, a whole bag of Cheetos. I'm gonna miss that forever, man. Are you gonna make an offering to the pizza rat before leaving? I should, that's an important ritual. Guys, I will buy a slice of pizza at one of the cheapest pizza places I can find. If I can find a $1.50 slice, I will buy it, and I will leave it on the sidewalk for the pizza rats. I will take a picture. This also sounds like Stockholm Syndrome. Nah, dog, nah. Long before I lived in New York, I loved the rats, man. I love the rats. I love rats. The rat has a family of 4 Ninja Turtles to feed. He's gonna be such a good dad. He's gonna raise them so well with all that pizza I'll give him. Rats are cool. Yeah, I love them. I don't know. I've always loved rats. I had pet rats when I was little, and they were awesome. How quickly do the what? Do the rats show up? It depends. It depends on where you are, right? You saw a video that showed off of what $1.50 plain slice earlier? Yes! If you could find me that location, yes. Yes, because the sewer rats prefer the cheapest pizza. That's their favorite. Lucky for you, rats are everywhere other than Alberta. I know! They just have an island of ratless land. Isn't that crazy? Rats are everywhere. Rats have been all over the freaking world, except Antarctica. I know, LOL. But for some reason, I mean, not for some reason, due to a concerted campaign, due to a massive amount of effort, rats are alright when they're not carrying the ticks that cause the bubonic plague. Wasn't it fleas? And also, wasn't that not entirely true? Ah, well. Your grand plan is to reinfest Alberta with rats? That's such a specific supervillain. An extremely specific and Canadian supervillain. NYC syndrome is way worse than Stockholm syndrome because America? I don't even understand your point here. Is it just that, like, New York is worse than Stockholm and therefore New York syndrome is worse than Stockholm syndrome? Because I just want to put it out there. Listen, I've never been to Stockholm, but I'm pretty sure it's darker and colder. And that sounds awful. So listen, New York is gross. Everyone talks about how gross New York is. They're not wrong. But it's not terribly dangerous. It's just gross. Why is it actually called Stockholm Syndrome? Because it was first recorded in Stockholm, right? Wasn't that the deal? I believe that's it. It's definitely darker. I don't think I could handle the darkness, man. I think it would get to me. I think I would get like catastrophically miserable. Also made up police propaganda? Oh, interesting. I didn't know this. All I know about Stockholm Syndrome is that it was in Stockholm. A bank robbery that lasted a few days? Huh. That's really interesting. You miss East Coast food, but West Coast is way more chill culturally, and it makes it hard to leave. I've never... I guess, like, I've been to the West Coast for, like, cons and stuff, and business stuff, but I've never really gotten to, like, experience the vibe of the place, because when you're at a con, everyone there is also probably from the East Coast, right? There are plenty of West Coast people, but I feel like I've never lived, like, a West Coast lifestyle. All I know is that, like, it's really expensive to live on the West Coast if you want to live somewhere that isn't, like, on fire or extremely water poor. So, no way! No way! Welcome, Raiders server! Hi! You died typing! I'm so sorry! You worked a 9 to 5! The horror of a desk job! Wait, that's perfect timing! I just left my desk job! Server, I love you, I miss you, hi! I was working more on the song. I want to call at some point when you are available to talk about the song that I've been working on and see if you want to maybe co-write it, and see what you think of what I have and stuff. But I'm really excited. I can't wait to sing with you. I wrote the line, I could tell that we were gonna be friends, and I, like, cried. I was talking to my longtime friend about how, like, you know that a line is I don't even know if it's good, but you know that it's staying in if it makes you cry. For those of you who don't know, I can tell that we are going to be friends was, like, the first thing Cerber and I ever did today. Wow, did together. It was when we barely knew each other. We had, like, one call, and then we did I Can Tell That We Are Going to Be Friends. We covered the song, and we could tell that we were going to be friends. And now we're friends, and I love her so much. She is one of my favorite people in the whole world. Such an inspiration to me. And I do think that we should read the dog story because so we're reading horror stories right now. Don't worry, they're not too scary. They're specifically certified okay for children to be told around a campfire. So they're like spooky, but they're not like scary, okay? Okay, it should be really fun, but there's a dog one. Let me see, what was it called? Dog Lick. There's one called Dog Lick. Do you guys want to hear Dog Lick? I'm very excited for this one. I think it's gonna be wow, perfect! Oh my gosh, the emote! It's so perfect! Okay. Ever since Julie was a little girl, when she got scared, she would put her hand under her bed and her dog would lick her hand to comfort her. Well, now Julie was 14, and her parents were going out and were going to be out until late at night. Julie didn't want to stay home alone, but her parents told her she was old enough to stay home alone and she would be fine. Well, Julie's parents left at 8 p.m., and after an hour and a half of watching TV, Julie went to bed. She was kind of scared, sleeping with no one home, when she heard a whimpering sound, almost like a puppy whining. She put her hand under the bed, and her hand got licked, so she tried to fall asleep again. Then she heard it again, the whimpering sound, so she put her hand under the bed, and her hand got licked. Then she finally fell asleep and was woken up in the morning to the sound of the dog barking in the backyard. He had been outside all night long. Scary. Scary! Very, very scary! I heard a different version of this story when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I heard a version of this story that was like, it was a lot dumber, actually. I think, honestly, it was a little bit sillier. Like, this one is actually, I think, pretty good because, like, yeah, humans can lick too! Humans can lick too! That one was so the evil lick man. Because it was like, it's just like, can you imagine? Yes, the one that I heard was like, she went downstairs and her dog was dead, and in the blood of the dog was written, humans can lick too, on the wall. And it's so funny to imagine the guy who's just been sitting down there benignly licking her hand all night, and then he does murder, dog murder, and then he takes the time to write on the wall like, yeah, I licked, what of it? I can't. That one, like, I remember even at the time, even as a kid being like, I don't get it. I don't know if this one is spooking me. And I love to be spooked. I'm really ready to be spooked, you know? It's not hard to spook me, and I'm trying to be spooked usually. But yeah. Freaky. But yeah, but then he doesn't even kill her, right? He just writes on her wall like, I licked. Yeah, it's more concerning than spooky. It was a little bit silly. This is a better version of the story. I didn't know that it was that story. I haven't thought about that story since I was in like 4th grade. I remember we used to talk about Bloody Mary. Do you guys know the Bloody Mary myth and everything? And like, if so, what was her deal? 1's in chat if she came out of the mirror, 2's in chat if she did not. Because that was like the defining thing for us, was that she like came out of the mirror, right? Okay, cool. So there's some like weird chant thing that you do, and then Bloody Mary comes out of the mirror. Sometimes there's like a different time of day. I was told it only worked in the girls' bathroom. That sounds made up because I don't think that girls' bathrooms existed when Bloody Mary existed. So then the thing is, if you do it, then if she comes out of the mirror and you're a boy, then she kills you. That was in our version. But if she comes out of the mirror and you're a girl, then she just like shows you her dead baby or something. I don't know. I don't really. I never tried it, obviously, because I always felt like whatever ghosts want to do, that's up to them. That's their business. Clearly, this lady has been through enough. Oh! If you remove the bloody part and just say her name 3 times, will she give you flowers? You heard she kills you regardless? I don't know. Your understanding of it comes from the TV show Supernatural? What? What about the non-binary ones? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why Bloody Mary is like this. I don't know her hang-ups. I don't know if she hates boys specifically. I don't know if she's also... I don't know if Bloody Mary is transphobic. What? Shoo me! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Hi. gender affirming ghost. Imagine gender affirming ghost. Sol Kaon, thank you so much. Physics Imp, thank you everyone. Can you imagine the moment of just like hopeful bliss? Given that Bloody Mary's values were formed before transgender was a word anyone knew. I mean, yeah, but that doesn't mean that she would be hostile, right? Like, if anything, I think that's a point in her favor, right? Because before you have it as like a word that people are thinking about and knowing, no one's gonna be that weird about it. It's not gonna be anyone's single issue that they yap about, but you know, there were still probably people who were just like, I'm a boy, and then they would just be a boy forever, right? And I'm gonna imagine that if Bloody Mary, like, sees a boy in the mirror, she's gonna come out and kill him because that's what she does. That's her whole deal. That's what Bloody Mary does, right? At least in my version of the myth that I heard growing up. She's not gonna be like, excuse me, child. Would you happen to be cis? Just to make sure, right? I imagine that the Bloody Mary would gender affirm you with murder. I think. I don't know. I don't know. What would she do to a really masked-looking lesbian? I don't know. Chat, what would Bloody Mary do to a really masked-looking lesbian? I don't know. What does she check your driver's license? Ghost politics are so confusing. What would Bloody Mary do to a femboy? It's over. It's so over. Imagine finding out. Yeah, what if Bloody Mary has like an implicit sense of who is a boy? And like she just knows, like, to kill with? Bloody Mary, if I see an Adam's apple, I'm going for the throat. But like, what if Bloody Mary knows before you do? Like what if you're like, you go in there with the boys in your class, right? You go in there, you have no idea that you're a girl yet, right? You're a little kid. It's never even occurred to you. You've never thought about it. You go in there, and she murders all of your friends in front of you. And she's just like, nah, not this one. Not this one. And then years later, you're like, wait. I'm so sorry. I need to stop talking about the ghost politics. Bro, I don't know. I'll leave this one with survivor's guilt. Oh, if you cover yourself in blood, Bloody Mary would be friends with you. I've always felt like if I could just hang out with a ghost, we'd probably like first of all, they need their space, they need their peace. I'm not summoning a ghost. They deserve to rest. They deserve to rest. But if I came face to face with a ghost, I feel in my soul like I could just be like, "That's rough, buddy," and they would be like, "Yeah, it is pretty rough," and then we'd be friends. I don't know why I feel this way. I have such utter confidence that if I met a traumatized ghost, I would just be like, "Oh, come here, girl," and then they would like trauma dump at me, and then like we'd stay up all night eating snacks, and in the morning they'd be my ghost friend. They'd be my ghost friend. I can fix him! Exactly! This is how I feel about ghosts. No, because there was a legend of a ghost. I think that this legend is like all over the East Coast of America. All over the East Coast of America, there are towns where people have beliefs that like, oh, there was this girl that was murdered here and now she'll kill everybody if they come to the bridge at the right time of night, or the wrong time of night, I guess. Not the right time, probably. And I always just kind of felt like, this is like the men who believe they can seduce a bear. Do people think that? Don't. But yeah, so for me, I always felt like, I don't know, man, she's just sad. On Stories, Your Ghosts. She's just sad, man. Oh, wait, I love this theory. Ghosts like Bloody Mary stopped appearing because it's honestly gotten too repetitive and exhausting for them. We need new ghost legends. I love that. I love that. They're tired. They're tired. Let them rest. The internet made them too accessible. You're too sexy for the bears. They would get nervous. Post-mortem therapy. Exactly. I could fix them. I could fix them. If ghosts are disembodied souls, why do they wear clothes? Why aren't they all naked? Well, I feel like they project the image of themselves, right? You know? Like, I feel like the soul isn't the body, right? So if you're seeing a physical form of the soul, it's not just like naked body, because the body isn't the soul. That's the whole point of the soul. It's just like a projection of how they feel, which is why sometimes it's spooky and sometimes it's wearing clothes. I guess maybe sometimes it is naked. I don't know. Okie dokie. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Hello. Your clothes die when you die. I like that even better. That's way better, Sunny. That's infinitely better. Yeah, when you die, your clothes die as well. And they also become ghost clothes, clothes ghosts. And then you wear them forever. People with naked ghosts exist, but they're really weird. I feel like I would want to be a naked ghost, maybe. Do you actually believe in ghosts? Nah, I don't. But at the same time, I like that people do. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't think that there are ghosts, but I like that people believe in ghosts and get spooked out together. And when I'm on a camping trip with my friends, I like to believe in ghosts a little bit, you know? Like I like to wonder, you know? I don't, but I really enjoy. You inherited a cool shirt from a guy who died. Does this mean you could both wear it at once? Yes. And when you die, if you leave it to someone else, then y'all could be matching. Just like three guys in the shirt. You could make the joke like, "Oh, how embarrassing. We wore the same thing. Haha, every day." That could be the rest of your life. What about thrift stores? Well, I think that the same way that there's like a body and a soul, I think that clothes have a body and a soul. So maybe it's only once. Maybe you actually just have the clothes. Maybe the clothes have multiple souls. Maybe the clothes are imbued with a soul if you love it. Maybe if you love, and that's why if you wear jeans enough, then they're shaped like you, you know? I think that if you wear clothes enough, then they are imbued with a soul, and then when you die, and they die, and that soul stays with you, but then they can go on as a husk, and if someone loves them and wears them all the time, then they'll develop another soul. Yeah. Reciting Shinto beliefs? Is this actually? I don't think this is Shinto beliefs. I don't think my weird genes theorizing is... Really? Is it? Am I getting one guide? Am I getting one guide? J2 Space, thank you! Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Guys, I loved that book. I loved that weird traumatizing book. Why did our parents let us read that? That was a weird book. That was a weird, upsetting book. For Shinto, isn't if it's 100 years old, it gains a soul? That makes sense to me. I believe that about an object. Shintoism believes that everything has a soul and that inanimate objects can gain souls if they're used a lot. I think that's good. I like that. I like that a lot. That's really good. Wow. I think that's awesome. One ghosted instead of one guide. Wait, that's so good. But yeah, no, so I believe that's the deal with the pants situation. Oh, that's why there's like talking swords and stuff. I love that. You don't like the idea of heavy machinery gaining a soul? I do, actually. I do. What a symbol for the working class, man. What an icon for us. This is just like Nier Automata. Metal, pun intended. Dude, I miss my instruments. I want to play so bad. I miss them. The entire 40k Imperium of Man depends on the sentient heavy machinery. I didn't know that at all. This is not Warhammer lore I knew. If a VTuber model is loved and used a lot, then the model can gain its own soul. Okay, I actually think that VTuber models share your soul. It's like a really weird thing. I was thinking about this the other day about how, like, my model and I are. The person I am on stream is very much like the person that I am not on stream, right? We have a lot in common. Most of us is the same. I can only show certain parts of myself on stream, right? Because other parts, I mean, I don't mean like parts, right? Wouldn't be appropriate, right? I don't pay you guys for therapy. So I'm not going to come on here and be like, I'm so sad and this is my childhood trauma, right? Like that's not what this is for, right? So when I come on to stream, I try to be here for you guys. I try to be silly and fun and upbeat. I try and be like interesting, right? Sort of like how if you're a teacher, when you're in the classroom, you're not being someone else, but the whole time that you're up in front of people, you're upbeat, you're high energy, you're hitting the main points, right? You're doing right what you are there to do, right? For the people watching. So, yeah, you put on a performer hat, and at the same time, slowly but surely, it changes you. It completely changes you. I am a different person because I have played this character. I am different in so many ways. Like, I'm a lot more confident, I'm louder, I'm more talkative. I'm kind of goofier and more confrontational. I've changed. And I think mostly in ways that I like. But in the process of doing this, I've become different. And at the same time, when you're streaming, you're thinking like, oh, be yourself, just be yourself, just be yourself when you're first starting out. But you don't really know how to do that because it's quite hard to do that. It's quite hard to do that on command. And so you sort of are acting. And over time, you act less and less, or you act differently. Over time, the person that I am on stream, it's much more like the person that I am in real life. But also, over time, the person that I am in real life has become more like the person I am on stream. And I don't even have any way to judge which one happened more so. I just know that they both happened to some extent. And now, I'm much more similar to the person that I am on stream than I used to be. And that's really weird, isn't it? Unfortunately, it can also change you for the worse. What can't? I don't know. If you change for the worse, change back, right? Move on from there. Be yourself is useless advice. I know, I've been saying this for years. This is why I love The Iron Giant. This is why I think The Iron Giant is like my favorite movie for kids. Because the message is you are who you choose to be and not be who you are. Because I have no idea who I am, right? When you tell a kid, especially a kid, be who you are, they're like, I don't know yet. That's plastic and changing rapidly, right? Like, but you are who you choose to be. That's good. That's good stuff, right? That's workable. You can do something with that, you know? Ellie's getting Johnny Silverhanded by her own VTuber persona. I mean, there is a way that, like, when I met most of my community, right, in the raid, I was terrified. I was petrified. I had never spoken to that many people in my life. I had never planned to speak to that many people in my life. I had never conceptualized that many people. And there were so many people, and they were all looking at me, and they didn't know anything about me, and you fumble, and you mumble, and you stumble, right? And you try really, really hard, and it's really scary. You have no idea how to entertain all of those people. 2 years ago, is it 2 years ago? Oh my god, 2 years ago, I was raided by Vettel. 2 years in like a month. I was raided by Vettel. And it was amazing. I'm still so grateful for it, and it completely changed my life. But I had been a small streamer for a long time. And it, I had been a very small streamer for a very long time, and it was my hobby, and I loved it. But I had never really thought about or sought out fame. A lot of VTubers want to grow, want to be bigger. I didn't really. I had my regulars, and I was very happy to play music for them, and that was my life. I had never imagined performing in front of that many people. It wasn't something I'd ever wanted or sought out. So I was I mean, yeah, I was terrified. And so everyone's first impression of me was like, "Oh, she's so shy and nervous and she stutters and she's so awkward and nervous. Oh god, guys, I hope you like me. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so cringe." Right? That was everyone's first impression of me. And that's not really what I'm like. But then after that, when people treat you that way, you respond kind of that way. I don't know how to explain it. It's like when people treat you that way, the natural response is kind of to respond how they expect. And it's not like I was ever really pretending to be nervous. I mean, I think I said like the stream after the raid, like, "Hey, I'm not I'm not a stuttering little, nerd girl GM," right? Mira, thank you. But it's still kind of just, right? Your first impression from the raid was that you asked for a squirrel fact and I told you squirrels were mammals? I don't even remember that. I don't even remember that. Yeah, so like, it wasn't particularly troubling for me, but it was interesting. I didn't have a hard time with the whole persona aspect of the whole thing, but it was interesting the way that like having a lot of people see you in a particular way, even if it's not how you see yourself, it's strange, you know? And it really changes kind of forever who you are a little bit. What is this model? What do you mean, what is this model? What are you? What do you mean, what is this model? I think it's cute. I think it's cute. But yeah, no. So I've changed, certainly. From being the person I am on stream, and streaming has changed me. And maybe weirder, maybe more identity horror. I make faces differently. I smile differently because I spend so much time piloting my puppet. It's changed how I smile. It's changed how I laugh. And like, I don't dislike these things, but because I have to move my face differently when I'm piloting, when I'm puppeting, I speak. My face is way more animated now when I'm just like out and about in my life, and I like laugh differently and smile differently. I never set out to do this. I didn't like set out to, hey, that tracks, hey, that's so good. I didn't set out to like learn how to puppet it differently and like change how I emoted, really. But yeah, is the VTuber piloting me or am I piloting the VTuber? Cheek puff all the time and over-exaggerated expressions. Exactly. I never was like this. And yet, here I am. You adopted the Minecraft crouch spam bit IRL. Wait, I do that too. Okay, so I love to, okay, my friends and I have a thing about being low and in motion and how it's the most powerful stance. And so if you want safety, if you seek safety, if you feel nervous, what you've got to do is get low and in motion like a football player. When you're low and in motion, no one can do nothing to you, right? So I love to get low and in motion. But one time my friend saw me across campus and she got low and in motion and she ran all the way over to me in like this horrible crab crouch run, and then she realized when she got there that it was a different girl. So she like crab crouch ran over a long distance towards this random girl on our campus. And then like 15 feet away it was just like and then ran away. That's scarier than any ghost story. If someone did that to you, you'd make a new friend. Right, that's what I said. Like, oh my god, her loss. Her loss. Plus that friend, oh my god, she's so cool. She's like the coolest. I mean, of course she's cool. She ran low and in motion. She's unshakable. She could have committed to the bit. I think she should have. You'd be pretty freaked out by a crab approach. Weak. You're weak. You lack constitution and whimsy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sure you're lovely and you're very reasonable. What ghost stories are we sharing? We can do another ghost story. Do you guys want to do another ghost story? Okay. We've got Backseat Maniac. We've got Blue Baby Bonnet. We've got Creek. We've got Don't Turn on the Light. Any crab-themed ones? I don't know. Let me see. No crabs. Creek? Yeah, creek has several letters in common with crab. And it's a similarly short word, although not quite as C-R-E-A-K, not C-R-E-E-K. Are you guys ready? Creak, a sound, faint, distant, but still heard. Crack, something snapped, or being trampled on. The man sits in his room, reading. The room is silent except for the quiet fire burning. Creak, just the house settling, nothing more. Crack, maybe some small animals outside. Whoosh, was that the wind? But the man stands up and peeks out the window. A clear night is all he sees. The full moon, brilliant in the sky. Laughing at his nervousness, he returns to his book. Creak. The man now silently chuckles at the sound. Crack. How could he have been scared of some sounds? Whoosh. Must be breezy out tonight. Thump. Did that come from inside the house? The man stares into the fire, trying to calm his jangled nerves. Creak. Crack. Whoosh. Will the sound never cease? Thump, 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 thump! Closer, he thinks. The sounds are getting closer. He shuts the book and closes his eyes, but and thinks something besides his wild imagination. Creak. Thump. Crack. Thump. Whoosh. Thump, thump, thump. A pause. The man moves slowly, quietly toward the door with a nervous gait. Thump. A step back. Thump. Yes, it's getting closer. Thump. He stares at the door, trying to see through it. Thump. He reaches slowly for the doorknob, hand shaking, no longer able to take it, not knowing. Creak. A loose floorboard near the door outside. Thump. He slowly opens the door. A scream. Silence. Me when I'm thumping, creeping, and cracking. Yeah. Who up creaking they thump? Who up... I'm not gonna say thump and they crack. Straight thumping it. Oh. Roommate getting snacks at midnight? Yeah. That one pizza rat thumping. I turned out all the lights in the apartment to make it properly scary. That's what I did for you guys so that I would get creeped out when I was reading these. So far nothing has scared me except the grandma one. The grandma hand one freaked me out for real. Freaked me out real good. The grandma one actually did, paid its rent that way. The other ones I have not been properly spooked, but I'm ready to get spooked. I'm itching for a spookin'. Is that a Sailor Moon poster? Yes! It is. Freaky Gam Gam. You love these stories? Where am I getting them? ultimatecampresource.com. I looked up scary stories for kids campfire. Yeah, that was the whole story. The cozy bed setting is amazing. Isn't it fun? It feels like we're at a sleepover. I love this. I love this so much. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait to do Boy Scout energy showing. I know. I would, if I ever did an IRL stream, I would love to do an IRL camping stream where we do Boy Scout stuff together, including singing around the campfire and stuff. I think that would be so cute. Ooh, who's got marshmallow? Oh, I want marshmallows so bad. I'm gonna eat so many marshmallows though. I'm gonna eat so many marshmallows because this is the deal that I have with my sister is I don't know, I do a lot for her. And I never complain because every time I go to her house, I eat all of her marshmallows. And every time I go to her house, she has marshmallows for me. And I know that I could just buy the marshmallows myself, but I don't and I never will because I can just go there and eat all of her marshmallows. So in the next few days when I'm staying with my family, I'm gonna eat all of her marshmallows. I'm gonna eat all of them, and in return, I will do whatever deeds need doing. Any favorite survival Boy Scout tricks or tips? Nah, I got nothing for you that's not I don't know, pretty standard or expected. Could show you how to tie some knots. There was a time when I could start a fire, but it's not anymore, probably. I haven't done it in a long time, so I doubt I really could anymore. Marshmallow scandal, not tying stream. Oh my god, wait guys, I could put my head on like a wedding dress model, and we could be like, Ellie's tying the knot, and we could do like a ton of baiting before the stream, and like, oh, Ellie's tying the knot, and then it would just be a hand cam stream of like 3 hours of me tying different knots. Bears are weak against what? Against hugs? I don't think that's true. I don't think you should hug a bear. But I do like a bear. I like what bears are up to. I like what bears are about. I like bears a lot. Guns? What about guns? You can't just send the word guns in my chat and nothing else. Bears are weak bears are a lot weaker to guns than they are to hugs, I think, if that's what you meant. Guns? Bear mentioned? Yeah, I love bears. I don't know why you gotta choose between the man and the bear. I want both in the woods, actually. I mean, bears are like a capstone predator. They're a capstone species, and I definitely want them in the woods. And I also don't want to be in the woods alone. If I'm going to be in the woods, I definitely want there to be another person there. I do not want Halcyon. You watched me play that game. I never romanced Halcyon because he seems like my friend's dad. Not even a specific friend's dad, just the concept of a friend's dad. Halcyon is every friend's dad. Halcyon seems like he's going to drive me to soccer practice and give me a fruit snack and tell me to go get him, champ. I can't even imagine kissing Halcyon. The thought repulses me. Who's gonna serve Goldilocks porridge if the bears are gone? I love fruit snacks. I have some, actually. I have some over there, and I've been considering them. I've been slowly... Don't romance Halcyon, romance Karlach. I was told that if I romanced Karlach, it would make me sad. I was told that it would make me very sad, and I don't want a sad ending with Karlach. I want a happy ending with Karlach, so I never even tried to romance Karlach. I romanced Gale because I think he's very handsome and beautiful. I like that he has long hair and sad eyes. I like his miserable eyes, and I like his beautiful hair. I romanced Gale because he's a freaking goof, because he makes me cringe in a good way. You're a Lae'zel enjoyer? Ah, I see you also like sad eyes. You hate Gale? He's too cringe? Leave him alone. Leave my sweet boy alone. He's the right amount of cringe. Man or bear? Always pick the bear. What's the bear gonna do? Serve you brunch? Take you to meet his charming husband? Wait, that's cute. That's cute. But yeah, no, I don't know. Obviously... I don't know. It's funny that anyone even talked about it as like an actual question. I think it's really funny when people point out like, obviously your survival odds are better with a man than with a bear. And it's like, yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I think that like people saying it, Gale is just male Ellie. I'm not cringe actually. Take that back. My eyes aren't sad. I have cheerful eyes. I have cheerful eyes. But yeah, no, obviously, I think that people they're not actually wondering when they say that, right? I think it's just kind of a thing to say to drive home the point that they don't like boys or whatever, that they don't feel safe with them. And like, I'm not in the business of telling people how to feel about stuff. You know, if someone was like, boys are, you know, objectively not safe, I would be like, that's not well supported. But if they're like, I feel like boys aren't safe, I'm like, I don't know, man, I can't argue with your feelings. And so the guy or the bear thing, you know, it's just kind of a way to express a feeling. And like, I don't know, you can't really argue with that. So it's whatever. Personally, I like bears and I like boys. I just got a message. I wonder who it's from. I'm like kind of obsessively checking my messages more than I would because I have this beautiful old pair of shoes that I love so much. And I'm like heartbroken by the idea of them being completely worn out. So, okay, I have barely ever even gotten to wear these shoes. They were my grandma's shoes. They are from the 70s. They are so beautiful. They're like so cute. But they've been falling apart since I got them. And I took them to like a real cobbler. But the thing is, it didn't occur to me that that would take quite a while to repair them. So now I'm waiting to find out. It's like a race against the clock whether they're gonna finish the repairs and I'll get to have the shoes before I have to leave the country. So there's a long code bug in the server? I want to see so bad. I want to see so bad. So now I'm very stressed out. But no, it was from my coworker who was like, hey, beautiful, are you planning to come hang out with us and go for drinks or something? And I should tell her yes. I should tell her yes. I should tell her yes. But I'm scared. So last week when it was my last day, I was supposed to go and hang out with everybody, but I was like, is the background customer pre-made? It's pre-made. All of this is pre-made. Now, if this stream does well and people like this and people want to do more like cozy late night hangout streams, then I will probably commission something very much like this. That's like actually ours and like has our inside jokes from the stream and everything. But we'll see how this does and how people like it. Say yes and go hang out. So I was supposed to do it last week, but I was super sick, so I was like, oh, can we do it next week? And then and then I haven't talked to any of them, so I need to respond to her. You're no longer super sick. Yeah, I know. I'm like fine now, which means I could, but I don't really wanna. I know I should. These people are really nice and I've really loved working with them, but I'm nervous about it. I don't like being like this might surprise you because it's literally my job here, but I don't like being the center of attention. It's stressful. Plus, I don't like drinking really. And I haven't done it very much. I've done it like 3 times now. So I don't want to... Yeah, bed rotting comfy. Plus I have so much packing to do and so much preparation. I have 2 events this weekend. We have the poster contest this Saturday. And then we have the release party for Never Have I Ever this Sunday. So like, blah! You know, I have like two big stream events this weekend. And then Sunday, right after the stream, I have to move out of the apartment, which means I have to have it all like spick and span, perfectly clean and ready by Friday night. Because then Saturday is going to be all the poster contest, and Sunday is going to be all Never Have I Ever. Ugh. It's so stressful. It's so silly how stressful it is. Always say yes to spending time with friends. You're so right, because I will regret it forever if I don't, you know? I'm not going to regret it if I leave my apartment a little messier than I wanted it to. Because, you know, if you... life hack for you, because landlords aren't people and don't have rights. If you read your city's laws very, very carefully, and you read your lease agreement very, very carefully, like 99.9% of landlords will violate those terms immediately. So they're supposed to keep your security deposit in a secure account. And they're supposed to send you evidence of that. They're supposed to send you the deposit slip, probably within a certain number of days of your move-in. If they don't do that, you can record that for your own records, and almost certainly you will never have to worry about not getting your security deposit back. So I'm not worried about not getting my security deposit back. Now, I'm a good, clean little critter, and my apartment looks as nice as the day I moved into it, and I am not afraid of, you know, cleaning it as well as I can. But if I somehow leave it so that it's not perfect because I was out seeing my friends, then, you know, I'm not going to regret it for the rest of my life, but I might regret not saying a proper goodbye to these people. It's been really fun working with them. They made 12-hour days, 6 days a week, actually livable. And I will miss them a lot. So I will. I'll go out with them tomorrow, but I'm not gonna like it. It's gonna be so stressful and everyone is gonna be like, Ellie, are you gonna drink? Ellie, have another drink. You have to drink with us. I hate it. I hate it so much. Your last landlord itemized all the things that needed to be fixed or cleaned and then just gave you the whole deposit back anyway? Wow. I was wrong. One landlord does deserve human rights. It's that landlord and no other landlord. Use your sickness as a reason not to drink too much. You genius! I love you for this. I'll love you forever. Farewells are always tough, but as long as you have a good time and you're safe, that's what matters. Yeah. Yeah. Just be firm about not drinking. It's really hard. Peer pressure is powerful. Tell them that you're on cough meds and you can't drink. Genius. Yeah, because if I say I'm on Tylenol, then like it's super bad for your liver if you drink, and I can just get away with not drinking. Beautiful. There's like 1 in 50 landlords who don't go out of their way. I don't know what this means. Who don't go out of their way to what? Drink your blood? I don't know. I don't know if it's even 1 in 50. I think most landlords would drink your blood. Like, I think they would. I don't know. I think only a few will like actively seek it out. But I think most landlords would drink your blood. Yeah, I mean, I'm wearing stockings, so they're covered. My feet are covered. They're not just like out. 1 in 50 landlords agree. If it gave you youth, for sure. Landlords, werewolves, or vampires? Landlords are definitely vampires. Landlords are vampires. Most landlords suck because they won't even let you roleplay being a peasant. I know. I think it would be really funny to write exclusively to your landlord, in like, good sir, I am but your humble serf. I live on your land in exchange for this tithe. You were lucky to only live in an apartment for like 6 months. Oh, that is lucky. That is lucky. Pays rent in grain. Wait. Oh, if only I had more grain. Blood makes people throw up when ingested, so your argument is that they're vampires? Yeah, they are. Landlords are vampires. They're like useless little parasites. And I say this obviously. If Granny has some extra rooms in her house and she's renting out those rooms, Granny is not a vampire, right? Granny's not a vampire. We all like Granny. Even if, say, you save up and you buy the whole building and you only live in one of the units and there are like 4 other units, I don't even think you're a vampire, really. You know? You provide a service. There is a need for short-term housing, and I believe that that need would be filled in a normal, reasonable society. But people who just own a ton of apartments so that collectively they can all raise the price of living in apartments via coordinated rent fixing so that it's really expensive for everyone to live so that they don't have to work. They are feeding off of society in a way that is parasitic, you know? Yeah, they put holes in people 100%. Yeah, 10 holes. Cut off the hand of that monster and your landlord will be missing a hand. So yeah, I want to be really clear that like building managers, property managers can totally be humans. And even if your landlord is like a sweet old guy who's like, yeah, this was my family home, but after my kids moved out, we moved into a little apartment, but we didn't want to sell the place, and now we rent it out. That guy is a sweet old man. He's not a leech. He's not a parasite. But anyone who owns like, I don't know, anyone who has like a company for it, anyone who owns enough units that they don't like work a real job and like that they make like a lot of money, yeah, they don't have a soul. They can't ever see heaven. I don't know. I'm spicy tonight because I'm sick. Please forgive me for this. The people who own the massive complex you're in are leeches? Of course they are. People who specifically purchase properties with the intent to rent them out. Yeah. Oh my god, one of your friends had some of his apartment ceiling cave in yesterday and the manager just stared at him blankly. Oh my god. I lived in an apartment that had no heating. That just had no heating through an entire very northern winter. through through a very northern winter to the point where everything in my apartment was freezing. I couldn't keep a glass of water on my nightstand without it freezing. Highly illegal. But the thing is that, like, you know, the police work for the interests of they work for anyway. We don't need to. So the point is, there isn't a lot of interest in enforcing those laws, and so and so yeah, there's not that much that you can do, right? Did you double up on blankies? Yeah, no. We had an electric heater, which was technically forbidden in our lease, and they did try to charge us for having it. And we had an electric blanket, and when it was really bad, all three of us would just like huddle under the electric blanket in front of the electric heater on our couch. But mostly we weren't there that much, you know? But yeah, how is that allowed? It's not, but who's gonna stop them? Because the police work for the, because law enforcement exists to protect capital. Anyway, someone please make me stop. Someone please make me stop. I'm too spicy. I'm too spicy. And she's sober. This is why I can't drink, guys. This is why I can't drink. I've never drunk to the point of actually being properly uninhibited. Imagine if I did. That sounds terrible. My inhibitions are load-bearing. Thank God for my inhibitions. I'm so sorry, anonymous gifter, whoever you are. Thank you for 5 gifted. I'm so sorry. Baby blue, baby bonnet, baby blue bonnet, blah. Okay. Baby blue bonnet. Once there was a young woman who had a child, but couldn't afford to take care of it by herself, so she put a blue baby bonnet on its head and carried it 2 miles from her house and left it in the woods. Oh no, off to a bad start. Alright, Bo, thank you so much for the gifted sub, and Doubled Bear, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you both. As she began to walk home, she heard Blue Baby Bonnet 1 mile away. As she reaches her home, she hears Blue Baby Bonnet 1 mile away. As she sits in her living room to read a book, she hears Blue Baby Bonnet coming up the driveway. She runs upstairs and sits on her bed, and she hears Blue Baby Bonnet standing at your door. She hides under the bed, and she hears Blue Baby Bonnet, boo! That was the story, but then there's a note. I wish they put the note first. This is like in recipes when they say the instructions out of order, and you're like, well, I can't do that now because you told me in the wrong order. Because if I had known this, I would have been way better. I would have done it way better. So that they have the advice at the end. The story is about suspense. The creepier the voice you use for all the sentences and quotations, the more elaborate you make the story, the more you emphasize the woman's guilt and fear, and the more your campers will all be listening. It will make the story much better and result. And the result, when you scream boo, will most likely be a scream or making people jump. Lots of fun for the storyteller. Yeah, I didn't do like a scary... I don't know what kind of scary voice to do because it's a baby, right? Blue Baby Bonnet, it's a baby. Like, I don't know how to make that scary. Like, if I do like... Blue Baby Bonnet standing at your door. Like, that's not very... I can't do a very good baby impression. Christopher Lavalley, thank you. Thank you so much for 10 gifted. Thank you so much. Giga Chad. It sounds puntable. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, Kugu Gaga, menacingly. Wait, why is my baby voice the same as my like New York Italian voice? How come I'm like, hey, sugar, hey. Those legs go all the way up is the same voice as like Goo Goo Gaga. How come that's the same for me, actually? Blue Baby Bonnet coming up the driveway. She runs upstairs, sits on her bed, and she hears, "Blue baby Bonnet standing at your door." She hides under the bed and she hears, "Blue baby, boo!" Why are the babies 46? I don't know. This isn't a scary voice at all. Hey, Jay Atlantis, I'd like to see you try, okay? I don't know how to have a scary voice. You hear it slow and rhythmically, like, oh, okay, let me try. Blue baby Bonnet coming up the driveway. How's that? Is that scarier? Were you scared? Were you scared? Please say you were scared. Better? Yeah! Thank you. ASMR ghost stories. It's not really ASMR, but it is ghost stories. So my favorite version, I love stories like this. This is my favorite kind of ghost story where there's like a thing that gets repeated and it's getting closer and sooner. So my favorite one of these is, okay, you guys ready? I love this one. So there's a little kid in bed, right? And he's so scared because he hears a sound outside of his window. And he looks out the window, and peering, he can see a face. And it's the spooky face of a witch. And she says, "Do you know what I can do with my long, long fingernails and my red, red lips?" And he's like, "Ah, no, ah!" So he hides his head under the blankets, and he just waits until morning, and he's okay. He wakes up in the morning, he's okay. He's alive. But the next night, he's terrified to go to bed because he's like, oh no, she's gonna be back. He gets in bed. There's nothing wrong. His dad tucks him in real good. He's like, okay, I'm safe. My parents are in the next room. It was just a dream. It wasn't real. And then in his window, "Do you know what I can do with my long, long fingernails and my red, red lips?" And he's freaking out. He's like, oh God, it wasn't a dream. He hides his head under the blanket. She says, "Tomorrow I'll be back." And he just knows. He knows that tomorrow he's gonna find out. Tomorrow it's all over. Tomorrow night he can't sleep at all. He's terrified. He never even tries. He sits up, clutching the blanket to his chest, just waiting. And finally she shows up and she goes, yeah. And that's the story. That's the end. Isn't that good? That's a good witch voice. Thank you. Being sick helps. I feel like being sick has buffed my ability to do a witch voice and like a 2-pack a day Brooklyn smoker. I feel like I'm better at both when I'm sick. You know? I feel like it's really gifted me in the department of voice acting. Much better than the baby voice. I don't know how to do a baby voice. I guess it's up here. I guess it would be like up here. Blue baby Bonnet. You know, maybe, I don't know. Just don't go full Gilbert Gottfried. I love his voice acting is iconic, right? Boop 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 boop. Yeah, I can't do that at all. You sounded anime for a second? Wait, really? Wait, let me see if I can do it again. Okay. Hi, chat. I'm so bad at this. Hi, chat. I'm a VTuber. I'm not doing a very good job, actually. You love it animated. Good. That's what we're going for, man. I told you guys that I did audition once for an agency, and they were like, "Can you do a better voice?" And I was like, "This is just my voice." And they were like, "Can you do a better one?" And I was like, "I don't think so." And they were like, "Okay, Brit, bye." So I practiced a little, but I didn't feel like I could really get it down, and I didn't feel like I could be super expressive in it, so I sort of gave up. Yeah, I don't know, man. A better voice? Just not my voice, I guess. Just literally anything but my voice. Deku before puberty? That's literally me. I'm just Deku before puberty. I'm Deku before puberty. There's not a better voice than Ellie's voice. You're too nice to me. You're too sweet to me. There is, though. High Ellie voice versus low Crelly voice. I could do a sexy low voice. if you guys want a hot mommy type deal, I could make that happen for you, yeah. Yeah, what do you think about that? That's nice and low, right? A soft, seductive tone. Do you like it? We could do like a ora. What do you think? Was that good for you? Gym voice. Very kawaii. Thank you. Genuinely scary stream. Yeah, we're doing something scarier than ghost stories, actually. Maybe do Boss Baby's voice? I don't know the Boss Baby's voice. I've never seen Boss Baby, and honestly, I didn't think it talked. I didn't want it to talk. It talks. Does the Boss Baby talk? Please? It's Alec Baldwin? No, this is made up. The Boss Baby is not Alec Baldwin. I'm not even Googling that. I'm not even Googling that. That's the fakest thing I've ever read. I'm not getting one guide like this. The Boss Baby is not Alec Baldwin. There's no way Alec Baldwin's entire voice comes out of the Boss Baby. The denial stage of grief. Yes! And you can't make me leave. I'm happy here. I'm happy in denial. I can't picture that. I don't want to picture that. I swear I saw the trailers for this movie. Please promise me. Oh, for soft and seductive, you want more breathy or airy? Okay, yeah, I can breathe more. Here, let's see if I breathe more. Yeah, is that good? Is that soft and seductive now? How was that? How was that? Did that enhance the effect? Was that better? Thank you. I'm something of a voice actress. Yeah, I know everyone's waiting on my voice pack. I know no one can wait for the Ellie Minibot voice pack. Pro VA. It's credited as Alec Baldwin, but maybe it's like his evil twin. No. Corrigal, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Hi. Hello and welcome to this comfy sleepover where we are reading horror stories meant for children and doing bad voice acting. Corrigal, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. DJ Sparkshot, thank you. You can't believe it's nearly half a year. Wait, thank you so much. I'm so glad and so honored. If you draw a really good picture, it becomes a sparkly dimension portal. Sunny, is this true? Sunny, can you confirm or deny this? Aries, I appreciate that a lot. I get some pretty mixed feedback on my voice. Personally, I mean, right now I'm a little sick, so it's a little scratchy. But who was phone? Yes! Oh my god, we should find the text of that. Yeah, I don't think that the Boss Baby talks. I don't think the Boss Baby should talk. That's where the glitter comes from. Thank you. See? Confirmed, actually. But yeah, I've gotten pretty mixed feedback on my voice. I've been told a number of times that if I want to do better in the streaming world, I should train my voice to be better, my speaking voice. And I haven't. I have worked on my voice broadly for streaming, but mostly just to make it less exhausting. I've been pretty careful to avoid certain ways that I used to talk that would wear my voice down faster. But yeah, I've never tried to really change the sound of it because I don't know. I just never really saw the payoff of it. Like I feel like everyone who does a voice in the streaming world eventually stops doing that voice anyway. Like, what's the point, man? I'll just cut out the middleman, you know? Plus, a lot of streamers I really like and, like, admire, they just use their real voices. So, like, I don't know, whatever. I'm glad you guys like my voice. I've never been fond of it. I was saying this, actually, when I was live with Sunny earlier. On her stream. I was saying that, like, I have a very weird thing where, in my head, my own voice sounds like fairly deep to me. Like in my own head, I sound like I'm talking like I have a woman's voice, you know? Like a woman with a capital W. But then like I hear a recording of myself and I sound like a children's toy. Right? So I don't despise my voice, but it is like a very, very different sound for me in my head versus when I listen to a recording and I'm like, who's she though? Who is this child? Guys, it's working. The horror is working. I'm getting spooked. All the lights are off in my apartment and I heard someone walking in the hallway and I like turned around to look because I got scared. It's happening. I love getting spooked out. I feel like it's such a good feeling, you know? When you're just like, whew. Yo, Ema Tron, thank you. I'm very I'm very honored. You have your own impression of your voice since your skull also vibrates. I want to know why my skull is vibrating like that. Dead Victorian child voice sector on log. I do not sound Victorian. I do not sound Victorian. I have a weird mix of American accents, none of which are especially Rin Penrose. Which I say with love and respect. I think Rin is like the funniest VTuber. I love everything they do. The face in the window is a nice touch for the spooky mood. I didn't look. You didn't make me look, Uladin. I bet you meant to make me look. I bet you were like, oh, she's gonna look. I didn't freaking look. I didn't freaking look. I'm too tough. I'm too brave. And this is when I die. You're not Rin Penrose. Wait, what? You're not Rin Penrose? That's Cider who's Rin Penrose? Yeah, Cider is Rin Penrose. In several ways. In several ways, I think. You missed the face? No! Oh! Limited rare drop. Your accent is fricked. Everyone asks if you're from a different century. What is your accent? Can I ask? Is that too doxing? I'm so curious. Some people say someone wrote gullible on your ceiling. No, they didn't. I know that trick. Did the poster just wink? Okay, yeah, joke's on you for thinking I have wall art. I live a much sadder existence. Okay, so I was like calling one of my best friends the other day, and she was like, if I put a picture of your current apartment on Male Living Spaces on Reddit, on r/Male Living Spaces, they would tear you apart. Girls would tear you apart and be like, this is why I can't be straight. And I'm a girl. But yeah, I've got no wall art at all. I have nothing up. I have like one little fake plant that I bought at Target for like $5 because I was like, I gotta have something, man. And then I have a clothes rack and a trifold mattress and a sort of a like pleather fake, I don't know, I found it, kind of ottoman thing. Women are hot, who can deny? I think everyone's very pretty. I don't know. I've always thought that just like people look nice. I like the shape of us. I mean, unless you think about it too hard. Sometimes if you think about the shape that people are, then it stops being attractive and it starts being weird. Because we're like a weird, like all the other animals are like down on their hands and knees, and we look like we got bent in the wrong direction. We look like an action figure that got like stretched out the wrong way, you know? Women are aesthetically pleasing, but I actually always have this problem with this. I think that it's kind of weird that we treat it as though it's like a foregone conclusion that women are like the more aesthetically pleasing looking gender. I think that's weird. I think it's weird that we all just accept that. That's super weird, right? Tinas, thank you so much. And Strike, thank you. Like, listen, I'm not like... Yeah, the fairer sex. Like, this is just treated as though this is, like, actually true. And it's like, said as though it's an accepted thing. I don't think it's true at all. That's crazy. Like, that's a crazy thing to think that objectively that would just be true. Like, close to half the population is attracted to each. Right? Well, more. Significantly more, because I don't know how many people are bi. I don't know that, man. I don't know those numbers. But, like, similar percentages of the population are attracted to each. So, what's our deal? Markiplier is a very pretty man. That's definitely true. But like, what's our deal with that idea? You suspect men came up with the expression, but you'll hear girls say it all the time too. You'll hear girls be like, "Girls are so beautiful" and whatever. Like, it's so weird. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Because I don't. You were taught to treat women better. I don't know if I was taught to do that, but I definitely was taught that women were supposed to be like objectively prettier. Um, and that's weird. I don't think that's true. I think that like the human form is quite beautiful. And honestly, like maybe this is me not being able to see faces very well, but I feel like men and different women don't even look that different. Like it's not even that big a deal. Like I don't know. Becomes a matter of anthropology. Yeah, I don't know anything about anthropology. That is not my field. But like men don't have the delicateness that women typically do. Okay, first of all, there's some quite delicate men out there. They don't like that about themselves, but men can be quite delicate. Second of all, I don't know. Who says that delicate is more beautiful, right? That doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Yeah, facial hair. Although some women have facial hair. Yeah. I don't know. Some men don't also. Like plenty of men don't have facial hair. Plenty of women do. Like on average, if you got facial hair, you're much more likely to be a man, but like I don't know. I just don't really get it. I just don't really get the whole thing. Beauty is fragile and fleeting. Weak. Weak. Weak and cowardly. Beauty is not fragile or fleeting. Beauty grows every day in the things that I love. When I love an object, it becomes more beautiful to me. All of my friends have become more beautiful to me the longer I've known them, as I've gotten to know them better. If you have like a truly high quality item and you use it, it becomes only more beautiful over time, right? Like a belt buckle, a beautiful like fresh belt buckle, it doesn't look anywhere near as good as that thing will in 40 years when it has like a beautiful patina on it and the metal is worn. This sounds like hoarding, only if you're doing it with like a lot of stuff. Holding on to anything is hoarding? Keeping your clothes for 10 years is hoarding? I don't know, man. I feel like throwing away stuff all the time is probably closer to hoarding. Hoarding often deals with specifically disposable items, right? I feel like if you're investing in something that's high quality and holding on to it for a long period of time, there's nothing hoarding about that. Yeah, I don't think there's anything fragile and fleeting about beauty. I think the beauty is in what we love and care for. Hormones differ for body, which is why that's the case. Some people have facial hair and vice versa. I mean, for sure, but it's not just hormones, right? It's like your hormone levels can be similar and you can just be of a different race and it will change how likely you are as a man to grow facial hair, right? Like there are genetically guys who are not gonna really grow facial hair and they have just as much testosterone as other guys. That's not a testosterone issue. It's not as simple as you grow more facial hair if you have more testosterone and less if you have less. Though within an individual, obviously, if you stop having testosterone in your body, you may well stop having facial hair. Depending, not even for everybody though. The one thing socially acceptable to hoard is money. You're not rich, you're ill. I know, oh my god, I heard this thing that I love about if there were like a bunch of monkeys and some of the monkeys had no food and one of the monkeys was just hoarding all of the bananas and like killing any monkeys that came close to them, we'd be like, what's wrong with that monkey? That one's broken. That's a bad monkey. You think women on average have more interesting silhouette? Think of all of the creative toilet signs. I mean, I hear you. Like, a lot of women don't actually have that silhouette because on account of its clothes. But like, you know, we already discussed the fact that when you die, your clothes have a soul and they come with you and you as a ghost wear clothes. Yo, Slim Gray, strike Virgil the only. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I missed you guys. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. A man's urine is to be a triangle. I mean, I do think that there is something nice about like the curvy silhouette, right? But also, like, listen, I'm a girl. I don't have a curvy silhouette. I'm built like a chopstick. I don't know, man. So there are a lot of boys that are built basically like me. I mean, so it's like golden ratio. Women aren't geometrically perfect cones under there. I mean, most are. I'm just built wrong, man. XTX vertical bar. That's me. I'm XTX vertical bar. Just do curve maxing and inject chemicals into your bones. That rules. Heck yeah. Joe Cool, thank you. Thank you so much. You've been told that women are built like two sine graphs? Well, that's like... Okay, I've never fully understood this. Are the shoulders supposed to be part of the curve? Because the shoulders, they go like... They're not straight out, obviously, but they're much closer to straight out. It should be like a hard line, and then a curve inward, and then a curve, and then a curve inward. So maybe, I don't know, because also, it doesn't really, like, it's like a slow curve inward for the legs. Like, you don't want the legs to go in. You don't want the hips to go in under them and then straight down for the legs. That looks insane. You know, that should be like a smooth, soft curve, ideally. So it's not really like a sine wave, because the period changes, you know, as you're going, but... Ready! Thank you! The only hard line here is XDX vertical bar. You like the setup? Thank you, Mod Fox. I'm really happy about it. I'm really happy about it. I like this. I think it's super fun. I'm built like the sum of many sine graphs at a range of frequencies and phases. I love that. Mod Fox. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 20 gifted. Holy. That's a lot. Giga Chad! Oh my gosh! Banana Chad's in chat for Mod Fox! Thank you so much! Thank you so much! You like the sleepover vibes? It's just a normal Ellie stream, but with context that fits. I really like this. I think this could be really fun. Maybe we'll commission some original assets for this. Maybe we can spend... I'm sorry I'm like so subathon brained, but I'm like... I know people do subathons with so little planning, and I respect it so much, but I can't live like that. Are the blue things headphones? No, they're my antennae. I'm a robot. They're my antennae. But like, I cannot live that way. Like I need to figure out what I'm doing. I'm already stressed about it. I'm already planning. It's not even until the end of the summer, and compared to all of my friends, it's so short, you know? But... Next up, women formed like sawtooth waves. I don't know, my point is, Tarsicius, thank you! Thank you for the sub. I think men are very beautiful. I think humans are just very beautiful. I like how we're made. I like it all, until I think about it too much. I don't like when I think about it too much, and then we're all stretched out. I don't like how little of us is torso and how much of us is leg. It looks disproportionate and messed up. And then, you know, you think about how it's all just skin, and we got like no integument over it. And like it's just like skin, wet skin, sweating and shining in the sun. And then it goes from being beautiful to being a little bit uncomfortable. But it comes back around again. I was talking to my friend. She's like a very avid hunter. And I love her very much. And she spent some time literally just like living off of the land. And now she's back in tech because that's the pipeline. But like, we were talking about how scary humans are as hunters, which is like a pretty well-trodden subject, but she was talking about how like with different hunting calls, Tarsicius, thank you! With different hunting calls, you're like making different sounds for the animal, and how there's like nothing scarier than a human hunting you. There's nothing scarier than that, right? Like man or bear, obviously weird false dichotomy, but if it's like a man trying to kill me or a bear trying to kill me, 100% I would rather have the bear, because the bear will just do it. It'll be done. A man trying to kill me sounds so much scarier. That sounds so much scarier. So she was saying that, like, with certain animals, the call that you make to attract them or distract them is going to be like, hey, baby. Hey, you doing anything tonight, right? It's going to be like that. And that feels a little bit less weird. I don't know. It somehow feels a little bit less weird to me than the other one, which is where you're like, help me, please. I need your help, which is so scary and alien. The fact that you, like, trick them into thinking that they need to help somebody and then you kill them. And, like, the thing is, I am not against hunting. I'm not against this. I think that hunting is cool and good and important. I think that participating in nature and the food chain keeps us honest and keeps us close to our roots. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it, and I think it's cool. Hunting worm pals for sport. But the thing that creeps me out about this, the most is not even the idea. The other lab rats all have sleepwear, so you could do a sleepover ASMR type stream. I'm gonna write that right now in the ideas channel. I'm gonna write that right now in the ideas channel. They're gonna love that. Do you know if the endurance hunting thing is real? You've heard conflicting information about it? So, kind of, not really. It's not like we learned about it, right? When I learned about the endurance hunting thing, I learned like, oh yeah, we can run forever and we just run and follow forever. We do some persistence, but it doesn't really work like that. That's not really how it works. How it does work is pretty complicated and it varies a lot in time and place. We're tool users, we used weapons, we've used all kinds of weapons over time. I don't know, it's more complicated than just we ran after them. But we probably didn't really do that. That's not how we hunted. However, I can't get over how scary it is that, like, we don't really know how to use these calls, right? We're imitating it as best as we can. Oh my gosh! Brew, brew, brew! Brew, 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 brew! Thank you so much! Giga chats in chat for brew, brew, brew! 5 gifted! Thank you so much! Thank you so much! We don't know how to make these sounds properly. So instead of hearing from the woods like, help me, please, I need help, you're hearing like, help me, help me, help me, I need help. Right? You're hearing it all weird and broken and jumbled up and wrong, right? Isn't that so spooky? Isn't that so spooky? That's what the deer hear. That's what the deer hear, and then we eat them. I mean, I don't eat them because they smell. I don't like how meat smells. It smells weird. Chocolate, thank you. Like the bear in the movie Annihilation. Oh my god, yes! Oh, I love Annihilation. I love Annihilation so much. You love how a lot of ancient horror, like native spirits, like the skinwalkers and Wendigos, hunt humans using human tactics. Yeah, humans are scary. I mean, they're like so cool and so beautiful, and I love what they get up to. Yeah, I'm vegetarian. Okay, so I grew up vegetarian. My family is. Zervan Unix, thank you so much for 10 gifted. Thank you. Giga Chad, Zervan. Can we get some banana chads in chat for Zervan, please? But yeah, I grew up vegetarian. Is that why you're eating so many beans? I don't know, man, maybe. They're also just cheap and easy. Big egg, thank you. So, I grew up not eating meat because it wasn't a thing that we did in my family. And there's a thing that, when you grow up not eating something as like, oh, we don't eat that, it makes it weird. It makes it weird kind of forever. You know, the same way that, like, you know, there might be like, say, imagine for yourself a Muslim man who's like kind of far outside of his faith. He hasn't really thought about it in years. It's not really important to him, but he still feels like it's gross to eat like pork, right? These things can just kind of stay with us, right? Yeah, eating insects, exactly. Insects is a perfect example, right? Most of you watching this right now are from cultures where you don't eat insects. And so the idea of eating insects grosses you out a little bit. And even if you logically know that it's fine, even if you have every assurance that it's perfectly clean and healthy, the idea grosses you out, you know? So for me, the idea of eating meat kind of grosses me out. I did for my subathon last year. I tried a chicken nugget. It tasted sweaty and bad. I didn't like it. There are environmental reasons why people are vegetarian. There are ethical reasons why people are vegetarian. I am not vegetarian for any of those reasons. I'm just kind of vegetarian. I don't know. That stuff just kind of sticks with you. Like, there's no, there's no argument for it that I particularly feel. I tried a cold Wendy's nugget. It was nasty, though. It was so nasty. Profoundly gross. It tasted like soup smells. You know how there's like one weird girl in every grade who just like, her house smells like soup? That chicken nugget tasted like her couch smelled. It was disgusting, man. It was disgusting. I didn't like it at all. So anyway, the congealed fat smell. Yeah, disgusting. So like, I don't want to ever have meat again. Yeah, I don't like how meat smells. It smells sweaty. It's gross. And I don't like the way the texture looks. I don't like that it's got like stringy stuff in it, you know? Like that looks nasty. Plus there's also a way that like raw meat looks way too close to like, okay, I took a lot of I took a lot of first aid side courses, and like all of the diagrams, like they show you what like horrible wounds look like so that you'll be ready if you see them. And like specifically, it's too similar. I can't do it, man. It's too similar. It just grosses me out. So you did the equivalent of eating a raw onion? Bro, I've eaten raw onion. It's sharp, but it's not bad. I smelled like an onion for days. But I don't mind eating raw onion, man. They call human long pork for a reason. There was a firefighter cafe. There was a diner where all of the firefighters went in my college town. And on account of all the firefighters eating there, they did not serve any pig products because the smell of pig products cooking triggered trauma responses in too many of them who had smelled that smell at work. So that's a horrible fact that now you also know. See, we are doing horror this stream. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I don't like pigs. I don't trust pigs. I think pigs are gotta be the worst animal, 100%, hands down. People are like, oh, they're cute. It's like, that's no. That is a horse covered in human skin that would eat a human infant. That is the worst thing. That is the worst thing God made. Pigs are smart? That's bad. I don't want them knowing things. Oh, chickens are objectively worse? Nah, chickens are pretty sick, man. Chickens are pretty sick. I like their attitude. I like how they kind of strut around. I like their deal. I like a chicken. I've got nothing against a chicken. Chickens and we got no beef. But I hate pigs. I don't like pigs. I don't like what they're doing. I don't like what they're about. I don't want to touch them. I don't like their weird human faces. I don't like anything about them. Chickens are cannibals. A lot of animals will eat their own species. Like, that's a lot of animals. I don't know. Your pigs can run a crazy farm. Hey, pig slander. I know that I'm wrong. I know that all animals are beautiful. And like, this is coming from someone who's like, why are people so weird about rats? Rats are beautiful. Why are people so weird about centipedes? Centipedes are beautiful. And then we're talking about pigs and I'm just like, I hate them. I hate them so much. And so people often are like, oh, you don't eat meat because you love animals too much. What would you do if you like, what if this is more of a thing when I was a kid, but when I was a kid, people would always be like, what if I hurt an animal in front of you? What if I killed an animal in front of you? And it's like, bro, I don't know. Like, please don't. But like, I don't think that's because I don't eat meat. That's just a weird thing to do. I encountered for the first time like a couple weeks ago, and I'm still not entirely sure they weren't just a troll, but I encountered for the first time. So people always say like, oh, the vegans are so annoying. Oh, they always shove it in your face. I've never met a vegan like that. I have now. So this will change. But for a very long time, I had never met a vegan like that. Never once. I had met a lot of people who eat meat who are like, oh, so you're vegetarian? I bet you wouldn't like seeing this. And then they'll like eat a burger and you're like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't care at all, you know? But like I have spent my whole life being, I don't know, having people eat burgers at me for no good reason, right? I've had people be really, really annoying about eating meat. But I've never had someone be annoying as a vegan. And people say, oh, that's because you're already vegetarian. And it's like, no, you don't understand. Vegans are more evangelical to vegetarians than they are to meat eaters. They 100% are. And like that evangelism isn't super annoying, but they are, right? So if you eat meat, then they're just like, okay, on your way. But if you eat vegetarian, they consider you like half converted. So they'll give you some of the talking points, but they're not annoying about it. I find them pretty reasonable, right? Vegans will be like, well, did you know that the conditions under which they keep laying hens are not ethical? And it's like, yeah, I do. And I still eat eggs. I'm sorry. Psychotic hippo, thank you. You know, and people will be like, oh, you know, like the cows are not in good shape and it's not fair. And it's like, that's true, but I'm eating cheese, man. I'm eating the cheese. I'm eating it every day, right? So like, but then they're not weird about it. They're not mean about it. People who eat meat will be so weird. Like, people will find out that I was raised vegetarian and be like, shit, that's literally child abuse. Like, that's why she's so skinny. And it's like, I don't know, bro. Like, my cousins are built exactly like me, and they did grow up eating meat. Like, I think some of that's just genetic, man. Like, I don't think... Like, I have never had a vegan be nearly as annoying to me as like, oh, you'll never experience bacon? Bacon is the best thing in the world, and if you never experience it, honestly, I would rather die. Like, I've never had vegans throw stuff like that at me. Vegans, it's usually a conversation where they're like, you know that the dairy cattle aren't kept and treated very well. And I'm like, yeah, that's rough. And they're like, okay, vegan cheese isn't that bad. And I'm like, oh, but it's pretty bad though. And they're like, yeah, it's pretty bad. And then that's the end of the conversation. However, recently, I met a vegan who was actually that annoying. And I have never in my whole life felt more spiteful. I feel like it only takes one. Like, I never in my life wanted to eat meat because it smells nasty. It smells like an unwashed person. But, like, in that moment, I was like, I could eat a burger. I could do it. I don't even care what the texture is like. I don't even care if it smells like someone's nasty couch. I'd do it, man. I'd do it just for that one guy to see it. You puke when you smell animal fat? Yeah, I don't know if I actually could, man. I don't know if I could actually eat it. Because it smells so weird. Why does it smell so weird? And that's why you gotta get off the internet. But literally, I've encountered one in my entire life, right? So, whatever. I don't know. I'm not even sure if he's actually vegan. I think he might just be rage baiting. And he won. He rage baited. I felt rage. Between your lactose intolerance and sensitivity to grease, your body seems to want you to be vegan. Yeah, there is a way that, like, okay, so for me, I have ulcerative colitis. I've talked about this. And the diet that they suggest for ulcerative colitis, they do suggest that you don't eat cheese and dairy products too much. For me, you know, I'm already vegetarian. I'm not going to stop being vegetarian because, as we've discussed, I don't like the way meat smells. I don't like the way the texture looks. I don't want none of it. But I'm not giving up cheese and milk, man. Like, that's... I don't trust myself to eat healthy if I cut those things out. I don't trust myself to, like, nourish myself in a healthy way. So they told me, like, these are the things that you should cut out for ulcerative colitis. And it's like, okay, but you know what's also unhealthy with ulcerative colitis is, like, eating nothing but crackers. And if I cut out all dairy from my diet, bro, I'm gonna be eating nothing but crackers. I can see the future. And I feel like that's gonna be worse. So honey is absolutely vegan? Yes! Oh my god, I will die on this hill. I so agree. This is my one gripe with vegans. Vegans that I've known, they're mostly chill. They're mostly chill. But they're so wrong about honey. They're so wrong about honey, and it makes me so angry. So they feel like honey isn't vegan. Now, for most vegans, this comes down to consent. Their feeling... Gleordis, thank you! Their feeling is that, like, you can only have animal products with consent, and honey is an animal byproduct, supposedly without consent. I would argue, with consent, bees vote. Bees have a democracy. If they don't like what you're doing, they will up and leave. If you aren't a good beekeeper, if you're just an okay beekeeper, you will probably lose some hives. If you're a bad beekeeper, you're gonna lose every single hive. It's really hard to keep bees. You are working tirelessly to give the bees the best experience, right? Bees are used to losing a lot of their honey. They make more than enough. They are prepared for that. They choose this environment because they lose less of their honey than they would lose in the wild, and they have access to high quality flowers, and they have a safe place to live, right? Beekeeping is like not only super important for the future of bees, it's also something that you cannot do without bee consent. Because if you have a place where bees can go and get, you know, all that nice flower sauce that they want, you also have a place where they can leave. And they will leave. They love to leave. Ask a beekeeper how long it took for them to have a hive actually stay. You know? Beekeeping is more ethical than landlording. Oh my god, you're so right. You're so right. So yeah, I don't, yeah, bees unionize at the drop of a hat if they don't like anything you are doing. So, beekeepers are the only moral landlords. So yeah, I don't think, play your bees some country music so they stay. There are all kinds of, you can look it up. There is so much advice online for how to get your bees to stay, for how to keep your bees happy. I don't understand why vegans don't eat honey. It messes me up. It makes me so upset. It, like, actually is my biggest problem with veganism. And that's so pathetic. That's, like, so dumb, because, like, objectively, they are probably right? Objectively, it's true your bees left you. Yeah! They unionized! Does Cerber eat honey? No. And the thing is, like, I'm not a butthole. So I'm not gonna, like, harass my friends about this. I'm not gonna be like, hey, how come you don't eat blank? That's not ideologically consistent. Can you explain to me philosophically why it's okay to eat blank but not blank? I'm not gonna do that because I'm not, like, the worst guy ever. I'm the second worst guy ever, actually. Second place, hard won. I fought for it, won it fair and square. Second place, worst guy. But, yeah. I'm not gonna, do that, obviously. She does not eat honey, and the only reason I need to know that is so that I know what to put in her tea if she's sick. EJ Boss, thank you! Thank you so much for the sub! Right, none of these conversations need to happen with people who are, vegan or vegetarian, right? It's no one's business what anyone else eats, right? I don't need to discuss with her why she eats what she eats or doesn't eat what she doesn't eat. I've had so many people approach me to be like, Ellie, I need to understand why you think it's okay to eat almonds, which are wasting a lot of water in California, but you don't think it's okay to eat beef. And it's like, 'cause almonds smell good. Almonds smell like food. Right? I've had people approach me with all kinds of similar, like, how come this but not this? And it's like, well, because I didn't base my behavior on even any of this. Right? I didn't base my behavior, I didn't make that decision based on this evidence. I think you're right about what this evidence shows, but that's not why I made this decision. Yeah. Mine is an extremely rare case. It's actually not. It's actually super not. Most, not most, but a very large percentage of vegetarians in the world are vegetarian because they were raised vegetarian, right? If you think about the percentage of Indians who are vegetarian for religious and cultural reasons, then no, my case is not a rare case at all, right? It's a little unusual that I'm like a white girl who's raised vegetarian, but there all over the world are a ton of people raised vegetarian for religious or cultural reasons, right? So, yeah, let's argue every choice you ever make from first principles. Yeah, that's how you make friends. Yeah, I'm just a quirked up white girl is all. Yeah, so it's, Indian are vegetarians, most eat chicken? What the frick is this? Indian are vegetarians, most eat chicken? What the frick is this, man? There is a lot of vegetarianism in India. That doesn't mean every Indian person is vegetarian. I think most aren't. But it's still like the place in the world where I think there's the largest vegetarian population. So, like, that's the point. So, my point is just that, like, among vegetarians, being vegetarian because you were raised that way is not unusual at all. Went to Nepal once and the vegetarian options were way better than in America. Also, apparently the meat is not as available without pesticides. I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. I do know that Indian restaurants are awesome places to be vegetarian. Ellie, I can't help but notice that you're streaming, which uses electricity, just like a lot of animal farms, vegetarian owned. And it's like, yeah, dog, I don't know. Not all of my choices are ideologically consistent. I don't like claim that they are. There's meat in my Indian takeout. Checkmate, atheists. Yeah, why be mad at someone for not eating meat? That's more meat for you. I never understood. After meat prices went up where you lived, you started cooking a lot more vegetarian dishes with vegetables and lentils and stuff, and you realized you actually prefer that way more than meat. You can get protein, carbs, fiber, and more. Pog. So this is what I'll say. I can't help but notice, Ellie, that you're participating in society. I mean, not very well. Bro, not very well. Yeah, so I like beans. I like a lot of foods that are vegetarian because that's like the only kind of food I've really had much of, and I like it. I like food. I think there's a lot of good food that's vegetarian. And I like that I always order the cheapest thing on the menu. I think what's fun about being vegetarian for me is that it's just like way cheaper, right? Like if I go out to eat with people, I am always spending less. It's so cheap to go out if you're vegetarian. And I think that that's kind of fun. I like how cheap beans are for the amount of food you get. But also, I think that meat is, like, good for people. And if you feel good when you eat meat, then you should eat meat. I don't think that there's any reason that you shouldn't, unless you, like, personally feel that you shouldn't. I think meat can be very nourishing and very comforting. It's used in a lot of soul food and cultural food for a reason. And I think that it would be weird to make people feel bad about food that makes them feel like they're home and loved and part of a community. So I can't help notice that you're speaking. You know who else liked speaking? Hitler. I don't even know if he did. What if he hated it? Vegetarian portions are smaller here. That's messed up. That's actually so messed up because vegetarian food is often like less calorically dense, which means that like if you're a hungry boy like me, you need more food. You need more food to be full, like more mass of food. And so the idea of the portions also being smaller, that's so sad. That's so sad. Meat eater here that you could just eat red kidney beans and boiled maize meal. Oh, so true. So good. So good. Oh, you're a vegetarian? Here's a lettuce leafy rabbit. Okay, this is my one deranged revenge fantasy. So I hate When you go to a wedding and the food looks so good and there's so much good food and there's so much cool stuff, but the vegetarian food, literally the meat option will be like beautiful spaghetti that I want so bad in like a nice looking sauce, but then there's also like meat served with it, meat served on it, right? And they could just give me the spaghetti. They could just I would like the spaghetti, please, you know? But then you're like, oh, I'm vegetarian. And then what they bring you is just like a steamed artichoke, you know? And I think that's so messed up. I've been traumatized by this too many times. Every time I go to a wedding, it's like, why can't you just give me the pasta, you know? Why you gotta give me like one sad vegetable freaking steamed on a plate? This will not fill my tum. How am I supposed to dance the night away on this? So, oh, because it's also the gluten-free option. That hadn't occurred to me. Yeah, they probably are trying to do like one other option, right? So it'll be like a vegan gluten-free thing. Just replace every meat with tofu like every cafeteria. This is the thing is, I like tofu a lot, so I don't really care if people use it in weird ways that doesn't really work. Like, I think a lot of people here hate tofu because they've only ever had tofu when it was like pretending to be meat. When you have tofu and it's just allowed to be tofu, it's so good, man. It's so good. I love that stuff. But if you have tofu that's like pretending to be meat, it's not very good at it. Everyone sees through it. And if you're like expecting meat, you're not gonna like it. But me personally, I'm just really into tofu. I just think it tastes really good. So I don't care if people use it in things it doesn't really go with. I don't care if people put it like just like a bunch. Literally, I had a friend's mom serve me like just a bowl. Like she had just drained, not even pressed, just drained a block of tofu and dumped it in a bowl. It didn't even fit all the way. It was like hanging off the side, raw. And she gave that to me as like, so that you have a protein option at this meal. And I want to tell you that the meal had so much food in it. Like, I was not gonna go hungry. There was like baked ziti, there was green beans. Like, I was gonna eat so good at this meal. And she gave me this block of raw tofu, and you know I ate it because I love tofu. It's so good. Like, I don't even care if someone wants to throw like some pieces of tofu on top of spaghetti with sauce to replace the meatballs. I know that's objectively a bad idea, but man, I love tofu. I'm just real into it, man. I love the flavor. So yeah, I don't really care. But don't most of vegan meat is made of beans? A lot of it, yeah. I think that a bean burger is the best kind of fake burger. I don't like fake meat that's like trying too hard, you know? I don't like fake meat that's like convincing, because then it's gross the same way that meat is gross, right? I don't eat meat because I think it's gross. I don't want to eat something that's gross the way meat is gross, you know? So like, I prefer if a burger is gonna be like black bean or bean based or something. I don't like when a burger is like gross and it like I don't like that they made the Beyond Burger bleed. I don't think anyone likes that. I don't think anyone was like, oh, finally something can bleed for me again, right? I don't think any meat eater is like, you know, I like this, but I wish I could watch it bleed. Right? That's not what meat eaters like about burgers, right? Like, a normal guy eating a burger isn't like, oh, I'm so glad that this bled for me. They're just like, burger. Absolutely insane that some absolute psycho was like, you know what this needs? This needs to bleed. It's like fruit gushers are for the kind of child who wants to feel something die. Fruit gushers, it dies in your mouth. Fruit gushers, witness the moment of its death. I can't even imagine who fruit gushers are for. I had that sensory experience as a child and I was like, this is sick. This is mental illness. Yeah, I wish that vegan burgers wouldn't try and mimic the actual thing. Watch the light leave its eyes. Right? Honey, oh my gosh! Hi honey. Hi, honey. the blood that comes out of properly cooked meat isn't actually blood, it's myoglobin? What is myoglobin? Is it like what is that substance? What's in there? What you got in there? Hi, honey. Imagine eating a code bug. Oh, a code bug would be so crunchy on the outside. I bet they would be exactly like in The Lion King when you eat bugs. Pre-hack, thank you! You know, in The Lion King when they eat bugs and they're like slimy yet satisfying. That's a code bug, 100%. I feel like a code bug would be like crunchy on the outside, like the shell of an M&M, but then like a gummy candy on the inside, and I feel like it would be kind of slimy in there, you know? Myo is muscle. Yeah, that I know, but what is that stuff? Like, if you just tell me it's muscle juice, that doesn't tell me what is in it. What's in there? Today I learned my Oshi thinks I yearn to watch prey die. Maybe you do. Maybe you just got that hunting instinct deep in your soul, and that's good. That's good. You evolved that to serve your community with, you know? You in ancient times, you would have been bringing home the best kills. You would have been the reason why we were all fed. None of us have any right to judge you and your sick desire to feel your gummy candy die in your mouth. The bloodlust must flow through you. Guys, I'm getting too goofy. And I'm very tired, and I'm still a little bit sick, and I have to go out and get drinks with my work friends tomorrow. And it's gonna be good, probably. Anyway, so we should find someone to raid, probably. We should find someone who we should raid. Back to Twitch. Let's see who's on right now. Claire is on. Oh, stop. Claire is always on. We raid Claire too much. Bagel Gremlin. Cha-Cha's on. We should raid Cha-Cha. It's been too long. It's been decided. I love her. Hope you get back to being 100% soon. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I was really weird and spicy tonight. I love you guys. Please remember that I know nothing. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Google everything. I'm not a science communicator. I'm just kind of annoying and opinionated. I'm just the worst guy in your science class. I love you guys. Let's raid Cha-Cha. Cha, your V-Mom. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope we can do more streams like this in the future. This was so fun. Maybe I can get the lighting better. Maybe I can commission a new background. Anyway, take good care of yourselves. Drink water. Sleep well tonight. Or if it's not nighttime, you know, do the other stuff that you have to do in your day. Anyway, good night, everybody.